Welcome back to the Whiskey Couch here in sunny South Africa with me, GUSTAV MULLER, as your host. This is Whiskey Tasting and Food Pairing Review number 149, and it is the third one in this mini-series that I'm doing on bourbon whiskies. Today it is the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked Bourbon Whiskey. Woodford Reserve Double Oaked from the Woodford Reserve Distillery, which history dates back to 1797. And I have a picture here just to get an idea, a view of the Woodford Reserve Distillery and a view of some of the copper stills inside the distillery. There you have it. It's situated in Versailles in Kentucky in the USA, and it's owned by Brown Forman. And something interesting about this distillery is that they use a triple distillation method, which is unique when compared to other bourbon distilleries. Now, today's bourbon, Woodford Reserve Double Oaked, bottled at 43.2% ABV. And this is a no-age statement whiskey, so it's different when compared to the Evan Williams, which is a vintage. And on the bottle it says when it was distilled and when it was bottled, and it gives you a 9-year-old whiskey. The Eagle Rare is a 10-year-old, and the Buffalo Trace is also a no-age statement whiskey. Maturation, it says here at the back, this exceptional bourbon has been crafted in a unique double barrel process, first matured in a custom crafted barrel and then re-barreled in heavily toasted and lightly charred barrel for finishing. It features a wide range of rich, complex oak character. So it is basically the Woodford Reserve. This one is now the Distiller Select. It is basically this one upgraded a notch because of the finishing in heavily toasted and charred oak barrels. Alright, I've poured my whiskey a little bit before I started the video, which is always a good thing, to give it a bit of time to breathe and to settle. And let's see what we find in this very dark amber color. Some legs there on the glass. This is exceptionally dark, and one can easily assume it's because of that extra finishing in those heavily toasted barrels that probably gives it this very dark color. On the nose, what a wonderful caramel. It's like just wow, in your face. Caramel and honey fudge oranges. It's like a citrus fudge. Orange fudge. And then the toasted oak, but sweet toasted oak. And then the interesting one of this Woodford Reserve that I'm getting on the nose is the red wine. For some reason I'm getting like a red wine on this. Some fantastic dark fruit. Just the slightest hint of a solvent aroma. But what I appreciate is it's not upsetting at all. This is a fantastic nose. So let's go and find out what the palate is like. Wow. The caramel, both the caramel and the honey that I got on the nose translates directly to the palate. Some vanilla, some lightly dusted pepper, It's creamy, it's full-bodied, it's rich. Caramelized banana. I'm just seeing the pan there on the stove, and I'm seeing the butter and the brown sugar and the banana slices, and I can almost experience how it caramelizes as I taste this whiskey. There's another picture that I'm getting. It's like chocolate covered shortbread. If you can get a shortbread covered with an orange flavored chocolate, that'll be a good description for this whiskey. There's a bit of fruit there here as well, a bit of cherry fruit, oak spices, of course, because of all of the oak maturation, and then a bit of nuttiness, toasted nuts. So I'm going to add a few drops of water. Let's see what happens. Maybe this opens up a little bit more even. There we go, the effect of the water. So what happens to the nose? I'm just getting that shortbread again with the orange chocolate and the caramel. And a bit more fruitiness after the water. And after the water, it's a bit more smooth. But in hindsight, I would not add water to this whiskey. It is absolutely fantastic the way it is. So no water for Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. My summary, and I'm getting back to the caramelized bananas. I'm getting back to the citrus chocolate covered shortbread with a layer of caramel. That's what I'm getting to if I'm thinking summary for this whiskey. Well balanced, smooth. The finish is medium long, and you've got that red wine in the finish. You've got the caramelized banana and the creaminess in the finish of this whiskey. The price here in South Africa is around 800, 700 rand, and in the UK around £50. And maybe someone can just in the comment sections below the video give us an indication what the price of this is in the United States in dollars. So if you want to pair this whiskey with a food snack, you always choose a food snack that'll connect with the flavor profile of this whiskey. So you choose something like the caramelized banana, and I'm thinking a dessert like caramel banana sundae dessert. I think you get something like that. I'm seeing the vanilla ice cream and the bananas and the caramel. That could work well, but I have chosen to go with a shortbread option, and here in South Africa we call this a millionaire shortbread. It is a layer of shortbread with caramel, with a caramel layer and then a chocolate layer on top. So there you can probably see it a bit clearer. Now, if that chocolate was an orange flavored chocolate, then this would have been the perfect pairing. But let's see as it is how it works with Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. What a wonderful nose. This works so good, but I'm still looking for that citrus chocolate, because as I nose it, I'm getting more and more of the citrus aromas coming up. But the pairing, the caramel is connecting. Shortbread is connecting. Because of the sweetness of the food snack, it's bringing out a bit more of the spiciness and a bit more of the citrus in this whiskey. So a very, very good pairing. The snack is not overpowering. I've got a good connection here. So this was a lot of fun. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining me on this bourbon journey. In the next video, I'm going to review the 4th one in the series. Until then, cheers.